in 5, 4, 3.
Good evening, Chip and Company. Welcome to Disney News Live, where we go through the week of the Disney news and we go and review everything for you guys out there in Chip and Company land. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. We have Chip Confers in the house. Chip, how are you doing tonight?
I'm getting
Chip,
better.
excellent. Chip's just getting over being sick. He's about to be, 6 inches of snow they're calling for?
Something like that, yeah.
So we're going to let Chip relax. Snowmageddon. Is everybody on the French toast diet? Bread, eggs, and milk?
I all my bread, milk, and eggs.
Yeah. Well, there you go. Also joining us this week is our wonderful entertainment correspondent here at Chip and Company. We have Katelyn Hogan Camp. Katelyn, how are you doing this night?
Hi, everyone. I am doing great, and I can't wait to get started tonight.
That's great. I am here. My name is Greg. I'm from Florida Fanatics, and I'm also a writer here at Chip and Company. Where am I? I'm at Port Orleans Riverside. Look at this. It's beautiful out. I'm actually in the quick service restaurant. I'm going to be going to see Yeeha Bob in about an hour and a half. So I'm looking to have a good time. Let's start off the weekend news and review. Here we go. So again, 2 weeks in a row, I have to start off with some horrible, sad news. 2 weeks ago, we lost America's grandmom. This week, we lose America's dad. Bob Saget has passed away. He was born in 1956 in my hometown of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. He got his start in Philadelphia on a radio station called WMMR 93.3. He's been a fan up there. He's always on the radio. Became a star of Full House. Went on to ABC's American Home Video. Then came back and had a resurgence in his career with Fuller House. Katelyn, get us through Bob Saget's death.
Well, as you guys know, he did pass away while he was on tour. He had returned to stand-up comedy, and he was doing a solo show. And we unfortunately heard the news very late in the day the other day. He had passed away from now what they're saying that he passed away in his sleep while he was in his hotel room. So unfortunately, it's going to take a few weeks before we get any official reports from the coroner. But the solace that we can
COVID.
take. I'm not sure about that.
It was he posted that he had COVID like a couple weeks earlier.
Oh, that's
well.
Really
hopefully, that's not what is. I've heard it was peaceful. I heard that it was just happened while he was sleeping, and that's the way I choose to think about Bob Saget passing away. If he had to pass away, we had a lot of responses by John Stamos came out, and it was very hard on John Stamos. We heard back from the girls, the twins.
Cast. Yeah, we had Ashley and Mary Kate Olsen put out a statement. Jodie Sweetin and Andrea and Candace Cameron Burr all came out and said stuff. Dave Collier said something in regards to his passing, and there's a part of me it's so hard to watch because me and my sister would come home every day after school and turn on Full House for like the first hour before we did our homework. And so to watch, this family that we grew up with, going through that similar experience that we're feeling, but I mean, obviously on a much more personal level, it's just one of those things you read the headline and you almost don't want to believe it. And so, we really want to say our condolences to all the other fans that are out there, and especially to his family and his daughters. And, it's going to be a while before they're okay, but they have such great memories to hold on to. So that's the part that we're going to try to choose to focus
I'm done.
on.
I am done opening up our shows on death announcements. I am saddened by this. I'm saddened by Betty White. That's just, we ended the year, we started the year. All right. Anyway, I just wanted to recognize that right at the top of our show. He was such an important Disney member. He was in the family. He had done so much, so I do want to say hello. Mike is watching in Brooklyn tonight. Christine, we saw you out there. Margaret, hello. Holly, Tommy, Stacy, everybody, guys, we love that you tuned in tonight. You guys are amazing. We're going to transition on to different news, happier news. Let's get away from death. I don't want to deal with death anymore. I'm not good with it. Rest in
It's like
peace,
losing
Bob
your
Saget.
dad. It's like losing your dad.
Oh, it really
Ouch.
does feel
I mean,
like
I
that.
grew up with Bob.
Ouch.
I grew up with Full House just like you did. I mean, that's like losing my dad right there.
Absolutely. And yeah, that one's
Sorry. Go ahead.
I such a hard transition. Okay. Kaitlyn, you are here because you are amazing at entertainment. You have a lot of knowledge here. So we're going to start off on the entertainment news. Then we're going to get to the Walt Disney World Park news. What a beautiful day. By the way, I'm going to interrupt for a second and say, what a beautiful day it was down here at Walt Disney World. We hit 70 degrees. It was perfectly sunny. The Magic Kingdom was empty. I mean, empty today. All the runners went home. See ya. All the vacationers are gone. So we hope that everybody's safe out there and you get to come down to Walt Disney World during the month of January. It's amazing down here. But first, Kaitlyn, entertainment news. Big week for Disney Plus. Let's start off with Turning Red. What can you tell us about Turning Red?
Sure. So in kind of shocking news, actually, Disney and Pixar have decided to release Turning Red straight to Disney Plus. This will now be the third Pixar movie in a row between Soul, Luca, and now Turning Red that will be premiering exclusively on Disney Plus and completely bypassing theaters. And I did report it's coming up tonight how there are some staff members at Pixar that are kind of disappointed in it. No one thinks that it's necessarily the wrong choice for what's going on. There's just a disappointment at the studio that, again, another Pixar film is not being rescheduled or reformatted. It's just going to be put onto Disney Plus. I'm with you on that, and we're going to jump into that in a few moments here because that is a good topic that you and I want to tackle. But before we do, let's go on. What else came out this week on Disney Plus? Because what you're talking about now is a chasm that's slowly opening and is worth a debate. So Eternals, Book of Boba Fett, what else came out on Disney Plus this week? Yeah, so Eternals is now available for all Disney Plus subscribers. There's no Disney Plus Premier access with that. You can just watch that in the comfort of your home now. The third episode of Book of Boba Fett is now available as well. I know we have a lot of Star Wars fans here that are very, very excited, and I can't wait to see where the rest of the series goes. But again, we're not going to spoil.
By the way.
Oh, is that riding the bantha? Is that what you're doing? It's a new dance. Ride the bantha. I'm with you.
So it's one of those things. It's very, very exciting to see. And then upcoming towards the end of this month, we are going to be seeing a new Ice Age film. Ice Age: The Adventures of Buck Wild will be available January 28th, and again, that is going to be free for all subscribers.
I don't know if we want to talk about Buck Wild yet. I think we're going to save that for next week.
We'll hold off a little bit, yeah.
You've got to see it already, though.
I did, but I can't talk about it yet.
Oh, see, and we don't want to give anything away because Carrie, Joe Fitzgerald is out there going Pittsburgh. Let's go Pens. I just saw on my screen. Flyers just popped out. Yeah, you're wearing a Marvel hockey jersey. How do you not like hockey?
I love hockey. I don't like the Pens. I'm a Blackhawks fan, so.
Yeah. Oh. All right, we're just going to go ahead and remove her.
All right. I don't know what just happened there, but yeah. Okay, so let's get onto this real debate here. So Encanto, we're going to go to Encanto next, and I'm going to put on my daughter's Encanto ears because
they look this
dessert. Thank you. It does match. I mean, this is really cute. I like these. There's a big debate out there with Encanto went to movie theaters and opened up back in November. It stayed in theaters for well over 30 days, almost 45 days before it hit Disney Plus on December 24th. Now, nobody sang the songs. Nobody really talked about it. Nobody cared while it was in theaters. It hits Disney Plus and it has blown up. You have news this week about Encanto has what, 1, 2 number one songs out there now?
2, and there's some awards submissions that have already been thrown out as well for the film. So this is definitely a powerhouse when it comes to the soundtrack. But yeah, it really, really took off once it hit Disney Plus. I mean, we've seen a huge boost, especially on like Instagram Reels and TikTok. Mm-hmm. Everybody is loving the music and creating, in my opinion, some really excellent content in regards to the film.
But we don't talk about Bruno.
we don't talk about Bruno, but there's definitely a lot of people who are really starting to feel seen and heard, which is really great to see anytime. But it just there's a part of me that just makes it kind of sad that that wasn't the feeling when it first came out in theaters, or that people just didn't feel like they wanted to talk about it, because they weren't sure how other people were going to react.
So there comes the question is, you hear about some of the animators are a little bit upset that Turning Red is going to go straight to Disney Plus, but we literally just watched a movie come out in the theater, do nothing, but once it hit Disney Plus, it exploded. And Encanto exploded. Once it hit Disney Plus, the songs exploded. I mean, everybody is talking about surface pressure. A lot of the ladies in the audience, or the people who identify that way, who are the older sibling, who do have a lot of pressure put on them in the family environment, but that wasn't there when it was in theaters. So that brings me back to what we were talking about in Turning Red. Is this the way it's going to go? Oh, that's poor Luca. Luca, people are like, Silencio Bruno, and now we can't talk about Bruno. They just want to silence anybody named Bruno. So that comes down to Katelyn. What's your opinion on this? Are we going to see more of the streaming, or are we going to see nothing but big names, the Spider-Mans, the Marvels, those movies hit theaters only, Avatar 2, and then all the small films are just kind of go away, or hit maybe smaller streaming services?
I think that there's definitely a shift in Hollywood, especially with how production is at the moment. I know that there are a lot of variables, and one of the hard things too is predicting how well something's going to do. I will say, I really, really think a factor with Encanto's theater performance is also the fact that a lot of people were waiting to go see Spider-Man. But the thing is that then kills the dream for those movies, where they have this great message, this excellent music, but if it's not intellectual property that people are very familiar with, they kind of feel like they can just bypass it, or it's that whole I'll wait till it's on DVD structure that we used to have, before. Now that it's available in streaming and people know it's going to be there in 60 to 90 days for some movies, like the Encanto was on there, and like less than a month after it was premiering in theaters. So if you're not going to have to wait, it feels almost like it's okay to bypass its theatrical run. And I'm a huge theater lover. I love going to the movie theater. I love having that experience and getting to spend time with audience members who care about the stories that you care about. But I do have to say, I do think that is a very huge factor with it. And when it comes to the tentpole films, there's a part of me that wants to wish that we're still going to see like these great movies going into theaters, and I don't think that's going to change, but what I do think is going to change is the approach of how they do it. So either we're going to start to see longer wait periods between theatrical releases and the availability on streaming, or we're going to see content that's pushed to streaming and is just going to bypass those tentpole films, or what we are going to see in cinema. So I kind of hope that's not going to be the case, but I do see the trend, and that's kind of where it's pointing.
Yeah. Well, we'll keep an eye on that, and then we'll definitely. Serena, by the way, I saw you out in San Diego. Thank you so much for stopping in and saying hi. Serena loves Encanto. I mean, I loved it too. My daughter loves it. My whole family. I loved it. We just all loved it. I originally saw it in theaters, and it was foot tapping. So there we have Encanto.
I'd rather see everything at home. I don't really want to go out of the house.
I think it depends on the size of the movie. Encanto, I think it was kind of, you could see on either one. Spider-Man, you have to see on a big screen. Avatar 2, you have to see in 3D.
Big screen. I'll give it that. The big blockbusters, but smaller movies, like I think they should be, streaming at home.
Yeah, as long as they're making money and it gives a reason for some of these smaller movies. So, okay.
Just
the
as long
soundtrack
as it's in their contracts this time.
The soundtrack, it's got 2 number ones. It just won a Golden Globe.
It did. Yeah. So Encanto has been the number 1 soundtrack on Billboard for independent and musicals. And then, they just won their Golden Globe. And one of the really exciting things is they have been submitted. So they are not nominated yet, but they have been submitted to the Oscars. And Disney kind of put put it all out there of this is what we're either this is going to be it or nothing, because there's only a few or a handful of submissions. So we've got Dos Oreguitas for Best Original Song. There's no other songs from Encanto that were submitted. That they are putting all of their eggs in that basket when it comes to Best Original Song. And they also put in for Best Animated Feature Film. So there's a handful of contenders for that one, but I would be kind of shocked they don't get the nomination.
That's weird that it's only that one song. I thought they would have gone. I mean, look, if you throw it out there again, like I said earlier, Surface Pressure is just hitting it. We don't talk about Bruno. Like, how do you? Everybody's singing that one.
Well, and I know you were saying you had your thoughts too. If you were kind of shocked that another Encanto song wasn't up for consideration.
I fully believe that. What else can I do? The duet between the two sisters. I think that I'm surprised that didn't latch on more. It just seems like just such a good sisterly vibe song, and you and I both know that they dig those type of songs, and that's what wins is. So that's also my favorite song on there. I love it. Anyway, I can go on about Encanto. So here, let me take off my ears now that we're done with Encanto. Encanto depends on where you're from. Moving on. Let's go to Marvel, since you're wearing Captain America right there. Echo is going to be
out. I changed. Did you know?
Oh, did you? Oh, you did too?
What's up?
I had Back to the Future, and then I saw her put that on.
Did nobody send Greg the memo about wearing Captain America tonight?
We'll coordinate next time.
The blue's in your hair.
I'll take. All of a sudden, I'm the odd man out. Like, I'm literally sitting at Riverside, just like, why don't I have Captain America on? I need the shield. Okay. Echo is coming out Marvel, or it's being filmed. It's in the process of being done. We saw Echo. Was it in Hawkeye?
Yeah,
we saw the character. She is a hearing impaired character. That's
yes.
who.
So,
okay.
So she is deaf. She also has a prosthetic leg. So it's great to see that kind of representation. But that's normal for her comic book character as well. Echo, and also known as Maya Lopez, is deaf in the comics, and so that is part of her journey as a hero, of learning how to overcome her personal obstacles, but be able to also, do what she does and save the world, and also gain redemption for things that she did in her past. Which, who doesn't love a redemption story? I'm just saying.
Yeah, and they have two new writers have joined from two other, like Daredevil is such a huge show. It did really well. Was it on CW and on Netflix?
So they're on Netflix, and they got two new writers to the team. So joining Ethan Cohen and Emily Cohen are going to be Ken Christensen, who worked on The Punisher, and Dara Resnick, who worked on Daredevil. So they are going to be writing the scripts for the series, and it's going to be great. We have Alec Cox coming back from Hawkeye, and the series is going to be focused on her and the events after the Hawkeye series. So we're going to really get to see Echo's formation, because she was, referred to strictly as Maya in the series. So it's going to be great to kind of see her come into her own, while also being able to reach an audience in a way where, like, we couldn't get to know her in Hawkeye. We just got introduced. Right. And now it's like, okay, now we get to learn, what her deal is. And in the comics, she's very close with Daredevil, with Matt Murdock, and so it's one of those things where maybe we'll get to see Charlie Cox return as well. So I
can't wait.
He's officially in the MCU now, so let's hope that we get to some cameos.
Can we see him though? Doesn't Disney have an agreement with Netflix that keeps him like on their network and not on?
So They did. It actually expired back in 2021. So that contract has been expired. And for those of you who have seen Spider-Man No Way Home, we actually got to see his return in the film. So it's great to see that Wait.
Spoilers.
We're at the month mark now.
Yeah, if you haven't seen it by now.
If you haven't seen it, you're not wanting to see it for those reasons. But yeah, so so Charlie is officially back, and Kevin Feige had also confirmed that when Matt Murdock was featured in the MCU, it was only ever going to be Charlie Cox.
Well, there we have it. There's our Marvel update for the day. And the answer is, Chip, is no, I refuse to watch Spider-Man. I have hatred towards Spider-Man.
You're missing out, buddy.
It goes back to my childhood. I'm good. I am, to be quite honest.
Are you afraid of spiders? Is that what it is?
I do have a healthy fear of spiders, but not of the Spider-Man. No, I've been waiting for Star Wars to come out and for Book of Boba Fett. And this year is a big year for me on Star Wars. And I love Marvel. I'm done with Marvel personally, but that's just me. Look, it's cyclical. I will be back into Marvel very soon going, oh, what did I miss? And then I'll be able to catch up. So there's no hatred towards Marvel. It's just I'm ready for Star Wars. So, and finally, now that we just went through that, I'm going to get hate mail. Please send hate mail to chip@chip&co. No, I'm just kidding. No. I will see it all. I promise you, and I will go through it. But Haunted Mansion, that's kind of been on and off with what's her name being attached to it, not being attached to it. But we have some good news. Yeah, we have some good news about it. Give me a great finale for this entertainment segment.
We do. So if you have ever wanted to be in a Disney movie, let me tell you, now is going to be your chance. Disney is looking for hundreds of extras to be featured in the new Haunted Mansion live action remake. So if you are near or can get to and lodge near New Orleans, Louisiana, I highly suggest you put in your information now and register to become an extra. There's some really great opportunity there. Plus, you'll be able to get to be featured in the film, in the background, obviously. But the cast currently includes Owen Wilson, Rosario Dawson, Danny DeVito, Tiffany Haddish, and Lakeith Stanfield. So, I mean, this is going to be a really fun opportunity. I mean, when do you get to say, I'm one of the 999 happy haunts of the Haunted Mansion? You might get to do that with this movie.
I'm okay with that. Kaitlyn, as always, entertainment correspondent, writer for Chip & Co. Kaitlyn, you're not leaving.
Kaitlyn, did you ever see Muppets Haunted Mansion?
I did. I actually got to watch that one. I got to watch it early, and so yeah, it was a lot of fun. I'm not going to spoil it, but I will say I did predict who the magician was at the end, or before they reveal that at the end. So that was kind of fun. But it was really, really great because like my daughter, she's really, really young right now, but so she's in that age where she's starting to discover the Muppets, and so that was a great way for like us to be entertained without having to watch this, the same movies and shows over and over and over again. It was like, great, we get something new, and we can introduce her to one of my favorite attractions. So that was a lot of fun.
Yeah, that was a good movie. I liked it.
Disney Adventure Home, stop them in to say hi. What's up, Chip? Good friends of ours out there. Kaitlyn, you're amazing. You're going to stick around for the rest of this, and you and I are just going to, you know what? It's pretty much just you and I. Anyway, Kaitlyn, where can people reach you at? I just want to stop real quick and let people know where they can get more information from you.
Sure. So you can find me on Instagram at Katelyn Hogan Camp. It's really long. It's KAITLYN HOGANCAMP. So it is a little long. But I like to share photos of like different costumes, of sneak peeks of things going on. When Disney sends me care packages, I like to share that with you guys so you guys can see what they send me. It's just a great place to be able to join everyone in the community and kind of showcase some cool things we've got going on. I'm also on Twitter at Kate, KAIT of VV.
There we go.
Make stuff too, Kaitlyn?
I do. So I make all sorts of stuff. I make shirts, I make bags. Some of the items that you see featured on the Chip & Co site are items that I make and produce. One of the things I've got going, if you want a sneak peek, I've got an item coming to my shop.
Sneak peek time.
Yeah.
This is her over here.
Yeah. So I am a very big Marvel fan, if you could not tell. And one of the things that I've been working on is a new Kate Bishop design. So it's a little hard to see because of the foil.
That foil makes it look great, makes it stand out. That's excellent. Love it.
There we go. Whoop, there we go, centered. All right, now we're on the mark.
There it is. Katelyn Hogan Camp Design, everybody. Oh, that's going to be awesome.
Yeah, Palette Productions.
Palette Productions.
One of my other groups, and I've got.
And one of these days, you and I are going to sit down and talk about role playing and a few other things. So, haha. Glenn Otis checking in from Baton Rouge, Louisiana. How are you today? I'm at the Riverside in Port Orleans. What is it? Walt Disney World Resort. There we go. Okay, park news. Let's move on. Let's get into this park news. We're going to start park news off in a depressing way. So, again, here at Disney World, this is getting a little out of control. We had a fight or a brawl here at Hollywood Studios. People are losing their minds. I don't understand it. There's been more fights lately. There's been more people out of control. A lot of attitudes lately. I just want to say, look, everybody, take a breath. It's a long day. I get to see people when they come in and when they leave almost on a daily basis. And the smiles and the happiness of when people are coming in is amazing to watch. But towards the end of the day, you can kind of see the attitudes come out and people are a little bit tired. You've walked 10 to 20 miles. You're hot. It's okay to take a breath and not treat each other horribly and start fights. I just think if we have more compassion with each other and understand that the other people have done and had gone through the same thing as us, we might be able to get along better. So at the end of the day, let's try not to fight anymore. Like, it's okay that it happens. But I don't know. It's frustrating to me. Allie's going to be down here in September. So you guys in the chat, let me know, which one of these do you like? We've heard of the Thrilla in Manila. We've heard of the Rumble in the Jungle. I have a few of them for you. I have, for the Brawl at Hollywood Studios that just happened, I have Tumble at the Tower.
They weren't at the tower.
Yeah. It got gory at Toy Story. I like that one. That's a little dark. Little dark. Struggle for Power at the Tower. We had a Beater at the Theater. Come on, that's not bad. Melee at Midway Mania.
I like
it's
that
like
one.
I'm just writing headlines here. Like, what could we put on we'll start selling tickets. We'll make money off this.
Oh, here's one.
That's my next t-shirt design, Melee at Mania.
Yeah. Bash at Toy Story Dash. I like Bash at the Dash. Yeah, I think Melee at Midway Mania may win.
Oh,
Holly,
man.
we sat around my house just kind of making jokes. But seriously, people, we're all in this together. Like, it's a crazy time in this world. A little bit of love and compassion for each other will go a long, long way. So I beseech every person out there, if you're tired at the end of the night, just take a breath. Look, I'll give you my phone. Give me a call. I'll come over. We'll hang out. I'll make you laugh on the way out. Let's just stop all the fights. I don't want to think of Walt Disney World and violence. Like, I just don't. They shouldn't go together.
Too frequently.
Between here and Universal, it's too much right now. And I understand. Look, there's a lot of pressure on everybody. But I think a little bit of everybody stepping back a little bit and realizing that we're all one human race and we're all in this together. Let's just act like it a little bit. So I'm not condemning anybody.
Compassion, yeah.
Yeah, I'm just beseeching people to have a better attitude out there. And yeah, I mean, it can get rough, but look, we're here for you. If you ever need anything, we are here for you. All right, on to lighter news. I hate having to do transitions. Oh yeah, this person died. How's Haunted Mansion doing? It's wrong. Now,
this one's a little happier.
This one's now I can't think of anything but like Bob Saget as one of the haunted ghosts just walking. Is that too soon?
No,
too soon.
I think next time there's a fight at Disney, we need to call this person.
Come on.
Oh, hey.
Oh.
That
Kaitlyn,
is one of
Captain
my Captain
Marvel
cosplays. Yeah.
That's awesome.
I had like the right haircut at the time, and it was like before the promos and stuff, and it grew like just long enough when the movie premiered. So I was like, I gotta do Captain Marvel for Halloween. Like I just have to.
That's so awesome. All right, so lighter side of things. Olaf is back. Olaf is back meeting and greeting people at Hollywood Studios. He brought back for the Hollywood.
He doesn't return till the 15th.
Oh, is it the 15th? So he was returned for the stage. He was on stage during the Hollywood Studios Holiday Festival Frozen sing-along. So he's going to actually be back in the parks again. So the more characters we get, the more we get back to normal. I love Olaf. So this is a question for Chip and Kaitlyn. Kaitlyn, I'll start with you. What's your favorite character interaction? Like what gave you the warm fuzzies out there?
So I would have to say that my favorite interaction was actually during one of the Christmas parade filmings. For those of you who are in the know, Disney tapes for that live event on Christmas morning. And it's really neat because if you get to the Magic Kingdom on certain days or you get invited to be an extra in it, you get to stand around for hours. But the great part is you get to interact with the characters when they're in their downtime. And they are just an absolute blast. And my favorite was when I was at the top of the hub right in front of the castle. And the princesses were all stopped in front of us as they were waiting for their moment to be filmed. And specifically right in front of me was my favorite princess of all time, Rapunzel. I absolutely adore her. And Flynn Rider was with her as well. And I asked Flynn, because he had his satchel with him, I said, "Hey, Flynn, what's in the satchel?" And he pulled out Rapunzel's crown. It was the cutest thing.
Oh, that's amazing.
It was so perfect too, because everyone's like, "How did you know that?" I was like, "I know they did that at Disneyland. I didn't know if he would have it." And like, it was just this great magic moment.
That is really cool. I can't wait to see that. I know they do if they bring back the character at Boardwalk. I cannot wait to. Chip, give us your favorite character interaction. You've been down here for a long time.
Yeah, mine would have to be. I went and saw Gaston in the Magic Kingdom, and I challenged him to a push-up competition. And so I got down and did the push-ups, and he got down too. And he did maybe one push-up, but he kept like critiquing my form the entire time. So I did maybe 20 push-ups, but only one of them were right. And he just kept ragging on me. And then he's like, "I'm done. I did more push-ups than you," and then walks away. So. I
love when that happens. So I will kind of give you a small story on mine. When we were in 2019 in Epcot, my daughter, it was her first time coming. So she was, I think, 12 at the time. We ended up going into Epcot, and right around Canada, they used to have the meet and greet with Winnie the Pooh characters. Apparently, as the story goes in my household, someone saw Tigger and someone got pushed so the older person could go run towards. Apparently, I pushed my daughter, who was younger, out of the way to go and meet Tigger. I don't believe it happened. I blacked out. There was like red over the eyes. I don't know.
Don't you have a picture?
I do have a picture somewhere. Holly's got it. We'll have to send that in unless she sent it to you. So anyway, I will warn you, if you're ever with me at Walt Disney World Park and Tigger happens to pop up, who knows what's going to happen?
Out of my way.
Out of my way. I will bounce after that Tigger. Oh my gosh. I don't know what it is. Like, I love having the blue hair in the parks and being able to have interaction. Chip and Dale, doesn't matter. Like, they're my favorite. I have video of me meeting Chip and Dale. Oh, it's the cutest thing ever.
Don't they love your ears?
Love the Chip and Dale ears, which, just so everybody knows, my new ears are being shipped from Shanghai, and they are Chip and Dale ears. And they're the ones where Chip and Dale are facing each other. Oh, it's cute. You'll see. It's the headband. Anyway, we'll keep at Magic Kingdom here. Splash Mountain is going under refurbishment. We don't know if it's the big Tiana refurbishment or not, but there is definite a lot of refurbishment going on, because you can see a lot of the construction going on there. They brought a lot of scaffolding. Scaffolding's up, the walls are up, but they brought in a lot of construction equipment and some other what am I trying to say, bricks and stuff like that, like a lot of stuff that we haven't seen for a normal refurbishment.
Well, yeah,
I don't know, what do you guys think?
That's the thing, is that this is very much that time where they do refurbishments, and they have said how it was going to be going down in the next couple of years for them to be able to do that. I feel like if park levels are low right now, that's not going to be the worst option for Disney Imagineering to try to go in and get that done. But there is a part of me that wonders if it's more of structural changes, so that way they can then proceed after those have been put in place. So it may be some stuff that they need to set up in order to properly really refurb the attraction to be rethemed.
Yeah. Sorry about that. There was a baby crying in my left ear and I couldn't think at the same time. And, you know, you're sitting here in the middle of a eatery in the quick service. People are just going to sit wherever. It's like, dang.
You had a guy
okay.
walk in on in the beginning there.
Yeah, he was over your shoulder like, what you doing?
Unfortunately, I know who that was. That was Tommy. Look, people try and keep me on my toes, see if I can keep it going. I'm good. Apparently at baby cries, I'm like, I don't know what the thing, building materials. By the way, the word was building materials. I've lost
That's okay. We got you covered. We got you covered.
I've lost all control. Speaking of Magic Kingdom and the parks in general, one of the big news happening in the parks is food and beverage prices. And this is a big deal. Food and beverage prices have gone up for everything. One of the things I have a problem with this, and you guys can continue this, is Disney CFO Christine McCarthy originally said that, and adamantly said, she was not going to raise prices. That was the last thing they were going to do. They were going to cut portion size. They were going to do all this other stuff before they raised prices. We're at January 10th or 11th when that happened, and prices skyrocketed. 30 cents for cakes, up to $1.50 for Dole Whips. And here's my biggest complaint I have. And I normally don't say anything negative, but she came out and said originally, we can cut portion size, which is probably good for some people's waistline. This is a CFO of the Walt of Disney Entertainment. Like, she is a big time CFO. For her to come out and say that about her clients and then come out a month later and start raising prices across the board, this is out of control. This is ridiculous. This is unheard of. And it's a slap in the face to not only people who may be plus size, it's a slap in the face to consumers who are out there that you promised you weren't going to raise prices this way. And here you go and do it. So I'm a little upset by it because I'm in the parks every single day. It's going to look nothing for nothing. And I'm going to bring Chip up here. Chip pays for some of the food that we get to eat out there. So it's going to hurt a small business like this where we're out there and we have to spend company money to buy new snacks, to buy new Dole Whips, to buy stuff so we can try them to tell our audience how they taste.
And we love doing that. That's the thing. We love showing
there.
everything to you guys. Like that's one of the things that we love to do is we can showcase and tell you our honest opinion on things and not just what we're told is going to be involved with it. Like we can actually try it for ourselves and give an honest opinion. And yeah, right. it makes it harder. And it's
that is one of the perks of this job is I get to go off and have a Dole Whip for breakfast if I want to. But again, I'm really upset at Christine McCarthy and which was oh my gosh, it was so good. And when you cut it in half, look, there was a real blueberry in there. Like, you're going to tell me a real blueberry is 30 cents extra for one blueberry? No, it's ridiculous. I'm upset by this one, as you can tell. So I don't know.
Well, and especially because we have like so many events that are going on that are food based. And so it's kind of heartbreaking when it's like, we like to get this opportunity to do this stuff, but it's just the nickel and diming. It's just like, really,
Yeah. And look, we're not saying it's the worst thing that ever happened. First off, we're going to Disney and we realize that you're in a different class of what money or what you can afford by going to Disney anyway. So 30 cents really shouldn't be a big deal. But what it does is it's some of us who live off of going to Disney all the time. It does hurt an extra $1.50 here or there. Those prices will add up for Disney, and that's fine. But they didn't need to do this. And I think it's going to hurt just the regular consumer more than it's going to hurt anybody. And I think we need to stop hurting the consumer so much and kind of scale back a little bit on all these pumping up the prices on everything. So,
well, especially because you get those families that they do their once in a lifetime trip to Disney and they do the big trip and they're so excited. They, cut corners where they can leading up to it, thinking that they're going to be good, and then they go there and the budget is completely blown, on something that they can't go without, like obviously, maybe you can go without a snack or two, but when you budget thinking, okay, we're going to be able to each get a snack every day and we're going to be able to do this, when you're pinching pennies like that to try to make that magical moment for your family, that's a real blow.
It's a real blow. And then if you think about it, when you finally get dining plan back, how much more expensive are they going to add the dining plan for these quick service meals and for these snacks that they've just raised the prices on? I think it's going to break people's bank on that, and they're not going to be able to do the dining plan once it comes back.
Or those things just may not be, or they may not even be included, depending on how they decide to do things. Yeah.
Right. So we'll
have to see though.
Yeah, we're going to have to see how this plays out. Just so you know, we are as upset as the audience out there on some of the things that Disney does. So it's not always us just going, oh, we love you. How great are you? Yes, they are great. Yes, we are here and we love what they do on a 90% basis. Every once in a while, they do something that kind of does, it's upsetting. So we'll move on from that.
Well, Greg, one thing, I was going to try to come down there in March, and I was looking at hotel rooms, and the price of the rooms have gone like through the roof. Like we're talking Pop Century used to be like $99, $109 a night, and now they're like $282. And I'm just like, yeah, it was ridiculous. It was just like a weekend in March.
I think I'm going to have to spend some time with our travel agent, Destination to Travel, and talk to Sarah and Jessica and find out where prices are. Because I tell you what, living down here, I don't think about hotel prices, and I didn't even think about that. And I think maybe it's something we should look into and see what the inflation rate has been on those.
Oh, it's up. I mean,
282.
Let me show you 1 second here.
Like we're off script now, people. Yeah, we're off script. So I didn't know we were going to talk about this, and I'm okay with this because I think it's something consumers need to know.
I had this search up here because I was looking at that weekend, and look at All-Star Movies.
Now, what weekend is this? I can't see it too well.
It is the 8th through the 11th of April. So we're far enough out.
Yeah, and we have nothing special that weekend. There's no marathon. It's not really spring break at that point.
As I say, it's not really spring break yet either. Like, yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, $218 for like a $90 or $100 room is just, it's crazy.
Yeah, and nothing for nothing, but All-Star, they're motels. I don't want to talk negative because if you can afford to come here, stay there because it's wonderful. Your kids are going to have a great time. The pools are excellent. It's a lot of fun, but it's on the lower side of Disney, and there's definitely a difference between a moderate and the deluxe.
Yeah, I mean, it's $1,000 a night at the beach club.
That's out of control. Disney, come on. Anyway, I don't know. How do you get back to happy news after that? Oh, right, because we're at Disney World. So, look, it'll all work out in the end, I'm sure. You're still going to come down here. People are still going to come down here and have an amazing time. You're still going to walk into the Magic Kingdom. You're going to round that corner. You're going to see Cinderella Castle, and you're going to burst into tears like I do every single time I see that and go, how lucky are we that we can go to Walt Disney World? And yeah, we may be breaking the bank, but you're going to have that memory for the rest of your life. So please, we're not complaining about it.
Peanut butter and jelly sandwich like you do.
Every single day, peanut butter and jelly and a Coke.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with packing a good lunch. Let me tell you, that's what we do. We tend to bring some snacks and something for lunch, or we eat like a really late brunch, and we save everything we have for dinner. So, but that's part of the process.
My wife Holly is amazing. She keeps me fed. She makes sure I walk out of the door every morning with everything I need. I'm blessed to have her in my life. So hey, there she is. She did
say that about you.
She was there. She knows I didn't do it on purpose. All right, so let's move on. Animal Kingdom. Here's a fun thing. They are hiring for Festival of the Lion King. They're hiring vocalists. So if you are a singer and need a job, I think they're going to be hiring somebody to clean up here. Something just jumped. So with them hiring, they're hiring a lot more people around here. They're opening up a lot more things.
Yeah,
I think there may be a little pause
time.
coming on. Yeah.
Well, and that's the thing. If you've ever wanted to work for the Disney parks, this is the time to put in your application because Disney Casting is looking for all sorts of roles, but the entertainment roles are a good sign because that means that they are looking to bring shows back. They're looking to bring back more characters and parades and everything.
Yep.
So they need that response too from the community in Central Florida. So if this has ever been a dream of yours, you know, I highly recommend at least put it in your application. And you might be surprised.
They've got a lot of jobs over there on the site.
And not only that, but they're doing signing bonuses for a lot of the jobs too. So if you are actually looking for work and to be down here, it's doable to come down here and make $15 to $20 an hour with a signing bonus. Look, 15 is minimum now. So you'll start off at nothing less than 15. I think most of them are starting around 18. So if you're looking for something.
Yeah, well, and I know like one of my mom's retirement plans is her goal is to just retire and then just go work at the Disney parks just to work there. And that way she can go and visit whenever she wants. But like, that's an ultimate goal. She would love to just work like guest relations for the rest of her life once she retires.
I will join her. Like, sign me up. So which brings me to this. So Chip, if you had the dream job other than doing what you're doing now and worked at Disney, what would your Walt Disney World dream job be?
Oh, wow. Dream job. I don't know. I'd probably like to do the friendship boats. I'd like to be the captain.
Those are fun. The captains are really fun. Yeah.
Or monorail.
That's a great answer, and I absolutely agree with you. Kaitlyn, what's your dream job here?
Oh, I've done a lot of jobs at Disney, but
right, because you're an ex-cast member. You've been around. John,
I
thank you so much for stopping in. Thank you. We appreciate you, John, for coming into the chat and saying hi. Back to you, Kaitlyn. Sorry, didn't mean to interrupt.
No, you're good. So I've done a ton of work at the Disney parks already. If I had to go back strictly to the parks, I would definitely try to work more in the entertainment side of things, not in the acting side, but actually in production. Because one of my goals is to become a screenwriter. So if Disney's ever looking, I've got some great ideas. But if it came to the parks, I think I'd try to stick in that route. So I was an audio engineer and a tour manager for bands for many years and got to work with some pretty big bands. And I loved it. I actually got to play Epcot when it was called Flower Power Festival. I want to go back and be the sound guy for Flower Power or Garden and Flower Festival, whatever they call it now. I want to be the audio guy for that. Garden, yeah.
I could sit around and listen to these bands. I'm ready. So, okay. Epcot. Let's move over there. This is where we're going to end things is at Epcot. We have Festival of the Arts starts Friday. Oh, tomorrow, January 14th, runs until February 21st. It is the shortest, smallest.
Yep.
What am I trying to do there?
Yeah.
Of the year. They have some amazing photo ops they've announced. What else is there? The other big news is Figment popcorn buckets over at Pop Eats. That's going to be huge. A lot of new photo booths they're doing this year. We have a Thomas Kincaid booth that's going to be there. The artist from, I will be there tomorrow morning at 10:30 a.m. Talking to them and seeing what they have. Figment popcorn bucket.
Artists, yeah.
The Broadway series happens to be one of the best series they have in Florida. I love the Broadway series. I love to be able to hear, especially Aladdin. I don't know if they're going to do the new Hercules stuff, but Beauty and the Beast from Broadway. Some of those arrangements are spectacular. So we're going to get to see a lot of the Broadway artists and stars come down here and play. What do you think? Are you a Festival of the Arts fan? What is it? Kaitlyn, what is the best festival to you?
As an artist myself, I absolutely love the Festival of the Arts. I'm partial to food and beverage because it's a great time and a great chance to go hang out with friends and try all sorts of new things. But there is something special about the Festival of the Arts. For one, it's one of the least crowded at the Disney parks, but that only means that you get to experience more. And I love getting the chance to see the artists year after year returning. One of the funnest interactions, I think, was when Paige O'Hara was there. 1 year, and she does original paintings from Beauty and the Beast. So she does these great paintings that you can purchase, and she'll sign, and like it's a really great time when she is there. Her schedule is a little more off the record because they don't want people just flooding to the park just for her. But it's great because you get to go around and you can see all these different booths. A lot of times they also have the fun snacks that you get to try. I really like the little the cookie with the paint on it where you can like do a little painting.
The imagination cookie, whatever that's called.
I love
that's from Pop Eats. Yeah, Pop Eats.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Chip, do you have a favorite festival down here?
Probably Food and Wine.
Okay, Food and Wine's a good answer. I mean, they're serving food and wine at every other festival. I don't know.
Flower and Garden is probably number 2.
Yeah.
But it's going on a long time, all the way until July 4th this year.
Oh, wow.
So a friend of ours, Chris at Year to Year Magic, came up with the last week has been Festival of No Festival. Because you can't have no festival at Epcot anymore. You have to have a festival 24/7, 365. So I don't know. I think Epcot needs to scale back a little bit. Give us a breather. Make us want another festival. The festivals are great. They're amazing. The food is always over the top good. The artists that are coming in finally again. I mean, one of the reasons I moved down here is for our next subject is the concerts. I don't know. I think there's too much and they run too long. I think you need to cut it back or maybe make a 5th festival of something. I don't know, Festival of the Apple Orchard, whatever they're going to come up with.
They need something in the summertime to go between Flower and Garden and Food and Wine.
Yeah, Festival of the Water Hose.
Either having something that's kind of consistent where it's like it just depends on the time of year you go is what the focus is, or they need to scale it down to like make us actually want to go to all the individual festivals every year.
Right. Yeah. I think you back up Food and Wine into summer and you make a fall festival is my personal opinion because everybody loves autumn and fall and that.
You need a summer festival that has things like ice cream and watermelon and just like summer kind of treats. Something that's not heavy because you know how hot it is at the park, so you don't want to eat anything heavy.
I'm with you on that.
Drinks, a lot of ice cream, a lot of light things, and make a lot of water attractions. You know, you got Moana coming up.
Yep.
You know, get some garden hoses out there, spray some people down. You know, whatever.
And let me pay one price and get all of it. Like that would be
like a fast pass, or not not in the fast pass anymore, but like a lightning lane for the food.
Right. I think if you look, the ticket's $150. Let's just say it's $100. It's between $109 and $149, whatever it is. I'll pay an extra $100 to eat everything for free, or just I don't have to.
Give you a punch card or something.
Yeah, give you like a punch card. Yeah.
Right. Which the taste subs they kind of did that. The punch cards are fine, but I want it to be worth it. But anyway, so this brings us to a really good point. Flower and Garden Festival is coming up and they announced the lineup. Now, Universal on the other end of things announced Mardi Gras and their concert lineup. Wonderful thing. Central Florida is getting concerts back. Oh, it's so amazing. I am so happy. It's one of the reasons I live here. I love going to concerts. But let's A/B this and you guys tell me what's going on. Disney has I'm going to try and keep a straight face with this because, look, these artists are amazing. They're some of them are in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. A lot of them have sold millions and millions of records. They have fans throughout the world. But here is the difference between Universal and Walt Disney World. Here is Walt Disney World. We have the Guess Who, Kool and the Gang, Spinners, ELO, Dan Felder, the bass player from the Eagles, Berlin, Blood, Sweat, and Tears, Ambrosia, Simple Plan, and the newest band would be either Toby Mac or Plain White Tees.
Well, they also have the band TBD, and I'm really looking forward to them.
My favorite artist of all time, TBD.
Those do tend to be the higher listings that just kind of they're keeping on the down low for now.
What about Rick Springfield though? They got Rick Springfield.
Look, the country artist I worked for, Colin Ray, he had a bunch of hits in the 90s. I happened to be his audio engineer and tour manager for a few years with him. He's playing this year. The man had hits at the end of the 90s and into 2000s. Now, let's go to Let's go to Mardi Gras. Okay, here's the difference. On Mardi Gras, we have LL Cool J, Lee Brice, Seal, Gavin DeGraw, Jamie Allen, Marshmello, and DJ Khaled.
Don't
Just
forget
to
Jason
name
Derulo.
a few. Jason Derulo. What
There's
is
a list
going
right there.
on? It's like nothing for nothing. I said this earlier.
Sugar Ray, Bare Naked Lady.
Disney is, I love Bare Naked Ladies, but Disney is going for the let's not offend you, right middle of the road bands. And I love a lot of these bands, but come on, Disney, where's the Boys to Men? Where's do I really need to hear Lady in Red by Simple Plan?
Hey, I'm just saying, I'm hoping Boys to Men is one of those TBDs because they've rocked out Epcot before, so I'm hoping that's on the table.
I came down here in 2019 on purpose to see Everclear. I'm a huge the lithium rock, whatever you call that, Seattle rock sound.
Alternative.
It's alternative. I would kind of put it in that. But that definitely late 90s, early 90s sound. I love that. But the concert level, you're going from Marshmello to Blood, Sweat, and Tears. Like, you're not bringing in kids to Disney World. You're bringing in older people like me who are 46 and above. And it's Ambrosia. Come on, Ambrosia of all bands.
Oh, don't get us wrong. Disney's for all ages, but Universal is too. And that's the thing. It's like you can have a healthy mix that bring in the different crowds. You don't have to stay on the line, you know?
But you're staying on that, like, adult rock format. Not even adult rock. It's, what was it? Easy listening kind of thing.
Yeah, we need Iron Maiden.
Carrie, Joe, Cheryl need Iron Maiden.
Yes.
I will pump up the horns for Iron Maiden. Bring them on. I'm going to see Tool on February 8th. So you can see where I'm at on my music spectrum, even though I've toured with many different types of bands. But I don't know. I just think there's a world of difference between bringing LL Cool J, Lee Brice, and DJ Khaled over Ambrosia, Kool and the Gang, and ELO. It's just, I don't know what Disney, look, I appreciate that Disney's bringing back concerts. I'm happy about that. I love that. But come on, get out of here. All right.
The good news is if you're in Orlando, you can go see both. So, I mean,
right.
if
you have passes for either, you don't have to pay extra money for these. These are all coming. And that's our show for tonight. Chip and Company, thank you guys so much for joining us. Thanks for being here at Riverside. I'm going to go over and see Sideshow. Yeeha Bob. Did I really just say that again?
Yeeha Bob.
I love Yeeha Bob. Bob Jackson
so glad he's back.
So glad he's back. He's one of the reasons we live down here. He, as an entertainment and as an entertainer, he puts on a great show. He's a good human being. We know him from supporting Give Kids the World Village. He has done so much positive in the community down here. He got a lot of people through the COVID and the pandemic and the shutdown because every Friday he would do a live show. So I'm here to support him since he supported all of us. So Chip and Company, guys, thank you so much for being a part of our latest episode. We'll be back again Wednesday at 7 p.m. Next Wednesday at 7 p.m. Kaitlyn, you're amazing as always. Yeah, and Chip's going to be snowed in at the House of Mouse forever. Speaking of House of Mouse, 29 years ago today, it premiered. Where is House of Mouse on Disney Plus, Kaitlyn? I want House of Mouse back.
It's on my list too. Don't you worry.
We love House of Mouse. So anyway, I just digressed again. Kaitlyn, one more time.
Greg wanting House of Mouse on Disney Plus.
Oh yeah, that's
That's my whole family. One. Yeah.
That's my little one. She was very upset that Olaf Presents would not load on its premiere day, and she was literally up in front of. She climbed up onto the dresser we have in front of the TV. It was like, come on! Like she couldn't understand why it wouldn't load. I'm like, honey, there's a lot of people watching this right now.
That's
but
awesome.
She wanted her Olaf, so now I'm glad we could take her to go see him in the park.
Kaitlyn, you are amazing. You are one of the best entertainment writers out there. Where can everybody get you at one more time?
Sure. So you guys can find me on Instagram at Katelyn Hogan Camp, as well as palette.productions. And then I'm available on Twitter at Kate, Kait of VV. And I love sharing news with you guys and sharing insight, Throwback Thursday photos, all sorts of fun things that I get to do through Chip & Co.
Amazing. Thank you again so much. This is awesome. I love talking to you. You can just keep going on and on. Chip, you can be reached at Chip & Company. You can be reached at Chip & Company, at Chip & Company, and then again at Chip. So we got chipandco.com for all your news. Chip & Company on YouTube. Instagram is Chip & Co. And then you are Chip at Chip & Co. So
yeah,
thank you so much for hosting the show every week. We truly appreciate it.
Well, you're hosting it. Thank you for hosting it.
Thank you.
Well, I mean, it's on your channel. You're the man, so it's your site. I just get to come on here and babble a little bit, and I get to do a few articles. You're amazing. We appreciate you. My name is Greg. I can be reached at Florida Fanatics. That is PHLORIDAFUNATICS. Florida Fanatics. We're two families who are living here in Florida, and we do a lot of stuff with Give Kids the World. We support a lot of people in our local community, which, speaking of that, I do want to say thank you to Florida Park Network. Pete McDevitt, I had a great conversation with today, has a lot of respect for Chip & Co. His channel is getting huge down here. So we want to say thank you to him. And thank you to the whole group out there that supports us and is having a great time. So we're going to keep this rolling. You can get me at Florida Fanatics on YouTube or on Instagram, or you can get me writing for Chip & Co. So thanks, everybody. We will be here again next Wednesday. I want to say thanks for doing this with us. We will see you again next week. Have an amazing night, everybody.
Bye, everyone.